Okay, everybody, welcome back to Campfire Spookhouse. I'm Scary Terry,
I'm Rock Horror.
and we are recording episode 35, The Terminator, which, yes, you heard that correct. The Terminator, sci-fi horror film, has many horror aspects to it. Terrifying film with Arnold Schwarzenegger being menacing and a cyborg and all. It was directed by James Cameron. It was written by James Cameron and Gail Ann Hurd. It was produced by Gail Ann Hurd. It starred, of course, Arnold Schwarzenegger as the Terminator.
From the creator of Titanic.
Yeah, James Cameron, exactly. Yeah. Michael Biehn as Kyle Reese, great guy in this film. Linda Hamilton as Sarah Connor, the legend. Paul Winfield as Ed Traxler. Lance Henriksen as Hal Vukovich. Earl Bowen as Dr. Peter Silberman. Rick Rossovich as Matt. And I had to give this guy a shout out because I said I love him. Dick Miller as the gun shop clerk.
Yeah.
The description of the film is a cyborg assassin from the future attempts to find and kill a young woman who is destined to give birth to a warrior that will lead a resistance to save humankind from extinction. Release date of this film was October 26th, 1984. Its budget was $6.4 million, and its box office return was $78 million. I think it did pretty well, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What are your thoughts on the Terminator? James Cameron's The Terminator.
I think that for a long time, I didn't appreciate like T2 Judgment Day because of how much I liked the Terminator.
Yeah, there was a quite a long period when I was a kid where I enjoyed the first movie more than the second one.
I grew to like Terminator 2 more as time went on. Mm-hmm. I started appreciating it more as like a film, and just it is, if you want to like do comparatively, it is a better film. But it is something that it didn't matter if it was a better film. The first one moved me more.
Yeah, and the first one, having watched it, I was so attached to Arnold being the bad guy,
and
like the villain. And I thought the same thing for Terminator 2 when I watched it, and that he was the hero in that film, essentially. And I was like, I don't like this one as much. This is throwing me off.
Yeah.
I just think the Terminator is a fantastic movie.
Yeah.
And it's still aged really well, I find, even to this day.
It's one of those epic runs. People talk about epic runs that people have had. Michael Jordan on the Bulls, Stevie Wonder in the 70s, and Arnold in the 80s and early 90s.
Exactly. And he had a strong run for the longest time, too. I think all the performances in this film were great. I do love Michael Biehn as Kyle Reese. Kyle Reese is like the hero in this film, and he's the guy that you're really rooting for.
This is the reason why I appreciated, I think, the first one more so. Not only the kind of origin story where you're finding out about this dystopian future and all the horror that comes with it. Not only that, it is this Kyle character that actually makes the difference for me.
Mm-hmm.
And why even up to now, as much love as I have for the second one, I still prefer the first one.
Interesting.
As a movie. Just because it always has moved me, and I believe it has entirely to do with this performance and this character.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, the character is only around for one movie, but the parallels, the comparison and the parallels, because of course in the second one you have the T1000 and T100 or whichever one Arnold is.
Yeah, T800. I think
T800 and T1000. Yeah. So you have these two, and you have a similar situation of them both coming to be. With this, they're coming and they're naked and they're like, give me your clothes, like that sort of thing.
Yeah.
The first one is just more compelling. It was made mention of it, like after Arnold shows up and then Kyle shows up. you're like, okay, he's not a cyborg. This really affects him. I believe that's what it is for me. Is this kind of extra human element.
Yeah.
It's also the movie where Sarah she wasn't aware. Like, you get to see her growth and and develop into that
By the
person.
time Terminator 2 came around, she changed so drastically, and she was
Exactly.
almost a super soldier at that point herself.
Yeah.
It's great too, because I mean, Kyle, this world, this what is to come, is so unfamiliar to the audience, and then you have Kyle Reese who's explaining everything.
Absolutely.
And he's really informative, and it's important to know what the future lies ahead for Sarah Connor.
Yeah.
But also the fact that he is human and he can be killed, but still going out of his way to protect her at all costs. Yeah. That is why you're rooting for him.
Yeah.
And then you really feel for him. Like, even moments where he did get shot, it's like, fuck, because you don't know if he's gonna die now or what's gonna happen.
Yeah. So this is what I'm saying is like the stakes.
Yeah.
I just believe that even though in this second one there's this terrifying villain that does things that you've never seen before, in the back of your mind you're always like, well, there's the Terminator to protect John.
Yeah.
So, and that was not the case in the first one. There's this very, very human, very, very fragile being. And that's why I say the contrast when they arrive, like, he arrives messed up.
Right? Yeah.
So the fact that just is how it begins.
Yeah.
The stakes are just so much higher.
There was also the scene where when they're driving away in the car after, like, first being introduced when he was saving her from a Terminator, and out of fear and panic, she bit Kyle's hand, and then he was telling her, cyborgs don't feel pain, I do, don't do that again. It lets us know too that, like, okay, he could be killed at any moment. And I mean, this is great too, because Sarah Connor is also so timid and fragile and frail herself. And she's not yet the woman that she's going to evolve into being. So she's just, as scared as we would expect her to be in the first film, but she's also just as vulnerable as Kyle Reese.
Once again, and this is also why I believe the first one works as a film, as a horror film, but once again, the stakes is because there is genuine fear. There's a lot of unknowns. And this increases the fear. You're talking about the two characters you're with through the majority of the movie, and both of them are afraid.
Yes.
Kyle is aware of what it is, and he's still afraid. And rightfully so.
And just the fact that it is stalker killer. I mean, the Terminator is relentless. He's in his pursuit. He doesn't give up. The fact, I mean, you look at, this is the 80s, right? So you look at horror films from the 80s, and I find, like, a lot of these killers, they don't run or chase after you. They just walk. And then eventually it will just somehow catch up to you miraculously. Whereas the Terminator runs after you and he drives after you. I mean, this guy is in hot pursuit, and he doesn't give up.
He finds different ways. I like how they would introduce certain elements to him as when needed. So when he doesn't, he can no longer. He lost Sarah and Kyle. He doesn't know where they are. He pretends to be Sarah's mom.
The fact that he imitates voices when he doesn't really speak much himself.
Exactly.
Is terrifying. And that is, again, a prime example of a man who will do anything at all costs.
It speaks to the assassin, the assassin robot, right? He only uses that when he needs to use that so that he can speed up the process.
Of course. And also, let's not forget how many Sarah Connors he killed before he even got to the real Sarah Connor that he's after. It just really adds to that horror element and the fear itself, because he's relentless. He doesn't stop. And the music that plays in the background when he's chasing after them, when they're running for their lives, it's enough. The music itself, it to me, like, it almost moves in sync with the heartbeat
Yes.
It's terrifying because yeah, man, because like your heart rate's increasing. It's fast, right? And I feel like the music really plays up well with that. So I mean, we're feeling what they must be feeling when they're running.
Mm-hmm.
And imagine this is, of course, real life, and you're being chased by this fucking thing, and you don't know how to kill it because you've been told it really can't die.
Yeah.
So how the fuck do you win?
Yeah.
As I mentioned to you before, the ending of the film is my favorite because I just love how it really plays out, what with them driving away from the motel in the car, being chased after him while he's driving the motorcycle.
Yeah.
And then eventually he's in a truck and chasing after them on foot. And then the truck, blows up thanks to Kyle Reese. But then now you have him in his exoskeleton and he's chasing walking after them really at that point, speed walking.
No, I just thought about it. I'm tired, but isn't an exoskeleton what bugs have? So like a skeleton on the outside.
Okay, so his metal.
Yeah.
Just his metal self.
Yeah, I'm tired.
Poor choice of wording on my end.
It sounded right, but
he was like speed walking.
His what did Kyle call it? His military grade metal alloy, whatever. His skeleton. He was a skeleton now.
It was terrifying.
Yes,
nonetheless. And of course,
this is the thing. The levels just. He was terrifying when he looked like an Austrian bodybuilder turned actor. And
especially with the first scene when he actually is like born again or whatever.
And then he was even more terrifying when he is now the metal skeleton of an Austrian bodybuilder turned actor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When he's been stripped down. Mm-hmm. Or when he's half of his robot body or cyborg body, whatever, is crawling.
The scariest part for me, I remember even as a child, when I first saw this, where my heartbeat increased, and it was that right before they got to close the door when they got into that factory, and he was just kind of limping towards them.
Yeah,
and that stop motion,
the
stop motion increased because it's just that like jerky awkwardness, of this terrifying machine creature thing.
Yeah,
yes, it absolutely. Because it seemed unpredictable.
Yeah.
And it's relentless and unpredictable. Those combined equals scary.
Let's also not forget the scene when he was cutting out his eye.
Yeah.
As well. And because there was like that one very obvious scene too, like after he cut out his eye and he clearly now, Arnold looked like he was wearing like a robot face. Mm-hmm. But the way he was like, kind of jerking his head that's the thing I love Arnold for, because he really did get into character with his movements and the way he kind of like jerked around, and it's like fuck, it's terrifying. Then the red eye, the red pupil,
this is probably one of the more impressive, because everybody knows Arnold is not a great actor. That's not what his strength is. He is incredibly charismatic, and he just has a fantastic presence in front of the camera. So the fact that he's able to pull off these kind of subtle movements that make him being a machine believable. Of course, he has like a physique that is not at all typical. He has like the genetics to kind of look the part, but it's not just the look. It's not like he's a cardboard cutout.
Yeah,
there's subtle movements, and just his physical acting ability is probably underrated.
And what scared me a lot about him, even when I was a kid watching the movie too, when he like at the nightclub that he was at, when he initially targeted her with the gun.
Yes. With
the red light, but then Kyle kind of came in to save it. It seems like after that, any time there were moments where he was shooting at them, the way he moved his eyes was terrifying, because it was like he was drawing in, like closing in, like almost targeting just with his eyes too, as like the crosshairs of where he's shooting. And I always thought that was really scary too, because he really was fantastic as an antagonist, as a villain.
There is so much silence. I don't know how many lines he has in this entire film, but he just does so much.
Maybe that's the other thing too, though, right? You have to sell more
Mhm.
of your body, really, because you're saying so little.
After he kills Ginger and her boyfriend, I forget her boyfriend's name, in the apartment,
Matt.
and Matt, when he was looking for Sarah, and then the answering machine comes on, that really quick swing of his
when the phone,
and he realizes that it's Sarah,
it's
and
Sarah,
this is Sarah, and he just
that
turns
was a really good scene too.
Mm-hmm.
And now he's like, yes, I found it.
Yeah.
Even actually of that scene too, when Ginger was walking up with her drink and the food plate, and then her boyfriend got thrown through the wall.
Yeah.
And she like drops the plate of food and runs for her life. It was also fucking scary.
It's just really well done. All the elements really well done.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You mentioned when we were watching, like there's not a wasted scene.
No, there's no dry scenes in the film. If it's not just straight action that's happening, or shootouts or killing or whatever.
Yeah.
Every scene is applicable in the film, and it's very important. It's essential because it's giving so much information.
There's no, what I appreciate is there's not any kind of extra long dialogue or like interrogation.
Or nothing so overplayed.
Yeah, because when they were interrogating Kyle after they got caught by the cops, and he's explaining,
another great scene.
Yeah, and he's explaining everything. It's the perfect amount of words. He obviously would get upset when he continues to get upset. The skepticism from the doctor,
and he knows time is a factor right
exactly.
now. Like, this is taking too long. Like, I need to.
And that's why I really appreciate it, because as the film went on, it seemed like they were running out of time.
And regarding the police station, though, Lieutenant Traxler,
yes,
great. Another great actor, and another really perfect example of human emotion, because he was so caring and protective in his own way of Sarah Connor.
Yeah.
Because how many of them were being targeted and killed off there? Like, he really needed to protect her. Felt like he needed to save her, and gave her that couch to lay on in the police station. I mean, he was really human too in the film, and it was sad when he got killed or shot. But
I think the problem with him is no one was expecting that it was actually this cyborg robot from the future that was coming to kill.
Well, to go off of that though, like, even watching Kyle Reese give like the little interview when he's very aggressive.
Yes.
So like, I feel like I wouldn't believe. I think these guys just crazy, just fucking insane.
Yeah. Regardless, there are these women being killed.
Yes.
So they're probably assuming it might be him.
Yeah, true.
But even beyond that, if it's not him, then they're still thinking it's someone that they could take out. That I always remember that you're in a police station with like how much 30 cops.
30 cops, yeah.
So don't worry, you're safe. 30 cops. It's like, yeah, I don't know about that.
Yeah, no. So many great scenes, man. Even so another scene that kind of got my heart really pumping too was in the nightclub. When the music was playing, God, what was the fuck that song? Burning, fire, burning, something like. There was a song that was playing while Arnold Schwarzenegger walked into the club, and it was also really intense and like added to that scene. And I thought that was another. There's a lot of great fucking scenes in the movie, and the gun clerk, the gun shop guy who got killed as he was selling the guns to the Terminator was also a really good scene too.
Everything was meticulous, but that's a James Cameron sort of thing. So even if you're gonna have a gun clerk and the scene is gonna be a minute long, you get the perfect actor for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he really like sold it. Like, he was a salesman in the scene, but like also just a great actor. And then when he's like, you can't load that in here, it's like wrong, man. Just shoots him dead. I was like, fuck. You can't. What bad thing can you say about the Terminator? It's such a great fucking film.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm certain people have their there are issues with the film. I've never had any issues with this particular film. I think it's a great film overall.
Yeah.
And this movie scared me. Of course, I've seen it a bunch of times, so not like
it's still scary.
It's still scary, but of course, the first times when I've seen it, I was more afraid of it because I didn't know what was going to happen.
Yeah.
So this was always scarier than so many horror movies for me.
I also liked right at the very end too when she's in her Jeep and she's driving away and she's recording the messages for John, who she's gonna have because she's pregnant. But it's great too because she already knows what the future holds, but now she's really taking up the mantle of that, and she's going to take it serious, and she's going to raise John to be the soldier that he would become in the future.
Absolutely.
And let us also not forget about the great Bill Paxton and his scene at the beginning of the film. That's what I mean,
with picking the perfect people for these little bit parts.
It's like fucking great scene, man.
Because I think the only other time that I'm aware that I could think of where they worked together was in True Lies.
Yeah, that's true, and he was great in that movie
he was
too. Another fucking phenomenal actor. But just that scene alone when he walks up and he's like, "Your clothes, give them to me." Mm-hmm. He's like, "Fuck you, asshole," and rips out his knife, and I was like, "Oh damn."
Yeah,
I think this guy's a couple cans short of a six pack. It's like, that's a fuck. It's a great scene, man.
Yeah,
and yeah, it's just, there's nothing bad I can say about the film. I think it's absolutely amazing. And I have to, of course, because of that, it's a 5 out of 5 jump scare rating, man. I would never give it anything less. You don't have to even second guess it. It could be 6 out of 5 even. It's
without a doubt, this is a classic. It's classic. It's perfect for exactly what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Not one scene ran too long. Not one missing. Perfect actors, perfect performances. Yeah, it's pretty perfection.
Music, man. Yes, the music is what gets me the most. I love it, especially the it's fucking fantastic. And
Absolutely.
then it's amazing. So 5 out of 5 jump scares. Let us know what you guys think about this film, and hopefully you share the same mutual rating and love and appreciation for it as we do. If you do like The Terminator and you do like Arnold Schwarzenegger, then definitely stay tuned for the next episode we review, which will be Predator. First Predator, 1987, directed by John McTiernan. Great film. Also fucking terrifying.
Yeah.
Because, like, okay, we mentioned Terminator, and while we were watching Terminator, we mentioned RoboCop and, like, who could win in a fight, but the fucking Predator, he's something else, too, entirely.
Yeah, that first Predator movie... Yeah, to be honest, the first 2 Predator movies.
The Danny Glover one, the second one. Yeah.
That one was also I remember watching that one on like VHS in the 90s.
It's also sad.
Late at night.
It's sad watching, because like if I watch Predator 2, then I see Gary Busey.
Yeah.
And I love the fucking guy in the movies he made, but that was like before he became severely mentally unstable, and now it's just hard. Every now and then, even like on like Facebook, I'll see a video of him talking, and it's just like, oh, dude, you're so far gone, man. I feel
didn't he have a motorcycle accident? And just
he did,
like
and he ended up having a stroke, and all other kinds of shit. Plus, he was a big cokehead like prior to that, but like, he was great in so many good movies.
Yeah.
Man. But that's later on. We'll talk more about Predator for the next episode, so stay tuned for that. In the meantime, we, of course, are signing off. I'm Scary Terry.
I'm Rock Horror.
And we are Campfire Spookhouse, where we scare ourselves awake. So we'll see you guys next time. Take care.